The Roman Catholic Church's greatest confession, the Sabbath change. For centuries, millions of Christians have worshipped on Sunday, believing it to be the Lord's Day. But what if I told you that the Roman Catholic Church openly admits they changed the Sabbath from Saturday to Sunday? This is not speculation. This is their greatest confession. Now that you know the truth, what will you do? What does the Bible say about the Sabbath? Before we examine this shocking Catholic confession, let's first look at what God commanded. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor, and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. Exodus 20, 8-10, KJV. The 7th day is Saturday, not Sunday. God blessed and sanctified this day from the beginning of creation. And on the 7th day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the 7th day. And God blessed the 7th day and sanctified it. Genesis chapter 2, 2-3 KJV. This was not a Jewish law. It was a law given to all mankind. If God set apart the 7th day forever, why do most Christians worship on Sunday? Did Jesus change the Sabbath? Some claim that Jesus changed the Sabbath to Sunday after his resurrection. But where in the Bible does Jesus command Sunday worship? The truth? Nowhere. Jesus himself kept the Sabbath, and he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up, and as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day. Luke 4:16 KJV. Even after his resurrection, his followers still observed the Sabbath, and they returned and prepared spices and ointments, and rested the Sabbath day according to the commandment. Luke 23:56 KJV. The apostles continued to keep the Sabbath, and Paul, as his manner was, went in unto them, and 3 Sabbath days reasoned with them out of the Scriptures. Acts 17:2 KJV. Nowhere in Scripture does Jesus or the apostles command Sunday worship, the Roman Catholic Church's greatest confession. If Jesus never changed the Sabbath, then who did? The Catholic Church openly admits they changed the Sabbath, not by God's command, but by their own authority. We observe Sunday instead of Saturday because the Catholic Church transferred the solemnity from Saturday to Sunday. The Convert's Catechism of Catholic Doctrine, 1937, Pieces 50. Sunday is our mark of authority. The Church is above the Bible, and this transference of Sabbath observance is proof of that fact. Catholic Record, September 1, 1923. The Catholic Church took the pagan Sunday and made it the Christian Sunday. The Catholic World, March 1894, Paushausen 809. This means that Sunday worship is not biblical, it is Catholic tradition. The Catholic Church claims that by observing Sunday, Protestants unknowingly submit to Catholic authority. So, if you are a Protestant, why are you following a Catholic tradition? Protestant churches admit the Sabbath is Saturday. Even Protestant denominations, who claim to follow Scripture alone, admit that Saturday is the true Sabbath. Baptist Church. There was and is a commandment to keep holy the Sabbath day, but that Sabbath day was not Sunday. Dr. Edward T. Hiscox, The Baptist Manual, 1893. Methodist Church. The reason we observe the first day instead of the 7th is based on no positive command. One will search the Scriptures in vain for authority for changing from the 7th day to the 1st. Clovis G. Chappell, 10 Rules for Living, Pieces 61. Lutheran Church. The observance of the Lord's Day, Sunday, is founded not on any command of God, but on the authority of the Church. Augsburg Confession, Article 41. If Sunday worship is not biblical, why do Protestants still follow a Catholic tradition? The final challenge. Are you following God or man? If Sunday worship is biblical, then answer these questions. Where in the Bible did Jesus command Sunday worship? No such verse exists. If the Sabbath was abolished, Why did Jesus and his disciples still keep it after his resurrection? Luke 23:56, Acts 13:42-44, Acts 16:13. If the Sabbath was changed to Sunday, why do Protestant churches admit that Saturday is the true Sabbath? We ought to obey God rather than men. Acts 5:29 KJV. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. Revelation 14:12 KJV. Now that you know the truth, what will you do? Will you obey God or follow a man-made tradition?